What's up, everybody? It's your boy TGK back with another reaction video. It's been a while, and now we back to doing reactions once again. Today we're going to react to a video from the YouTube channel Scap Attack, talking about the NBA lied, and with the breaking news that Najee and PJ got suspended. Any NBA slander, I am all for. So enough of the fluff. Let's get to the stuff. Again, the video is titled "The NBA Caught Lying." I've been wanting to watch this. I've been holding off to watch it to react to it with y'all. So let's check it out.
Well, the NBA has been under fire as of late in recent weeks, with even a plethora of fake news jock sniffers finally admitting there are major issues with the association.
I am legitimately worried about the NBA.
Even if their suggestions left a bit to be desired.
Have a real conversation about, hey, dunks are also worth 3 now.
But the major breaking news was that people within and involved with the NBA started admitting the issues as well.
Nah, I mean, I add to that. I don't watch NBA games, so I'm just as much the problem as anyone else is.
Joe Mazzulla, for how awkward he could be and weird he is, and probably rubs people the wrong way. The fact that he was crazy enough and willing enough to say what he just said there, that's crazy. Like as a coach in the NBA, your sport is having an issue this season. Nobody wants to watch it right now because of so many reasons. And you have the audacity to say that. That's crazy.
And with even players the likes of LeBron James himself saying there are problems.
It's a lot of threes being shot.
The walking gargoyle commissioner helming this massive Titanic-like decline in popularity. Iceberg, right ahead! Came out and said they were looking at everything for improvement, with Adam Silver saying in a recent interview, quote, "The answer is yes. We are having many discussions about the style of basketball. I would not reduce it to a so-called three-point shooting issue. I think we look more holistically at the skill level on the floor, the diversity of offense, the fan reception of the game, all of the above." The fan reception of the game. Yeah, let's bottom line this. The money, the ratings, the desire for people to tune into this product, all of which are at historical low points. And well, the first step to fixing a problem is in admitting you have one in the first place. The NBA seemed to be on the right track to at least that. But not so fast, because after a decent Christmas Day slate and some wizardry with the numbers, everyone is whistling a different tune.
Nothing to see here, please.
And
Christmas Day, apparently they had some good a good showing. But imagine if you I just really think it's like accessibility. Like, you saw how well it did on national TV. It was on an easy channel to find, locally. And it did well, right? Yeah, it's not going to do NFL numbers. And I think the moment the NBA stops trying to compete with the NFL at this point, because I for a while thought the NBA was going to take over the NFL, but clearly I was wrong. But I think the NBA just needs to go into its soccer phase, right? Like a Ronaldo and Messi, and promote their players to the worldwide audience, because the entire world loves basketball far more than it does football. And I was like, you need to really tap into that audience instead of trying to compete with the NFL here. Like, you're just have the audience you have here, but try to make the games accessible to everybody so you could grow the sport even bigger to the entire world, because that's what you are. You are a worldwide game. You're not domestic. You're not local like the NFL. You are worldwide.
I do mean everyone.
I love the NFL. I love the NFL. But Christmas is our day.
With the NBA and its primary mouthpiece, ESPN, parroting those claims that Christmas Day viewership was up 84% from last year and boasting the most watched game since 2019. So let's evaluate those claims, shall we? If you recall, last year, the NFL played 3 games on Christmas Day to compete with the NBA versus just 2 this season. While the NBA aired 3 of their 5-game slate from a year ago on ESPN exclusively, while this year they aired all 5 games on both ESPN and ABC simultaneously. They also made a very sneaky little alteration to their slate this year. I don't know about anyone else out there, but growing up through the 90s and into the 2000s, being glued to all the national slated games in the NBA, the marquee matchup was always at 3:30. That included not only the traditional Christmas Day game slate, but also any high-profile playoff games amid a triple or quadruple header on a Sunday. For at least the last 20 years, 3:30 was the slot. But this year, the NBA for the first time shifted its top matchup, of course the NBA's drool fest between LeBron James and Steph Curry, to the 7:30 slot to dodge the NFL. And speaking of the NFL and LeBron's claims,
I love the NFL. I love the NFL. But Christmas is our day.
yeah, for starters, the
I mean, yes, I still think Christmas is the NBA's day, and the NFL doing this and trying to, the NFL like getting involved with every single day now. Like they play on Mondays, they play on Tuesdays, they play on Wednesdays, they play on Thursdays, they play on Fridays, they play on Saturdays, they play on, like they play every day now. Like, what happened to just Sundays and Mondays, and then towards Christmas, one Saturday? Like it, like how would I put it? Like those Thursday night games, like anybody watching those, you know? But yeah, now they want to compete on Thursday. I mean, Christmas is crazy. So the NBA has to reevaluate itself. They have to reevaluate itself and find out why they are not connecting. But also, you got to make your games more accessible and fix the rules and all this ticky-tacky stuff, man.
The NFL didn't even air on television. Some around the NBA, such as this idiot, are blaming the scarcity of NBA games on actual broadcast TV platforms and the rise of streamers for the dip in viewership.
I think with the death of cable, people unplugging and then relying on streaming networks, I think it's not easy to watch an NBA game, to find an NBA game.
But if that,
well, before he says anything, I actually agree with that. Like, I think the people that watch the NBA are going to be a different demographic. And I know I don't have the stats to back it up, but I would think your NFL demographic is an older demographic. Your basketball demographic is a younger demographic. Your older demographic are going to keep the cable, keep the dish and all that, because hell, NFL has promotions with DirecTV and all that, right? NBA, on the other hand, they got League Pass and, you know, TNT and all this other stuff, but your younger audience, the one that you actually dominate the NFL on social media, they are actually more into the streaming services. So the NBA has to find a way to get to their audience and not try to force them to go somewhere where they're not. You get what I'm saying? But let's see what he says. He obviously probably thinks the opposite.
That were the case, shouldn't the NBA have trounced the NFL on Christmas? Since, of course, the NBA games, all 5 of them, were airing on 2 major television platforms, whereas the NFL games, outside of the 4 teams' local markets, aired exclusively on Netflix. Shouldn't the NBA have at least narrowed these numbers? Since, of course, Christmas belongs to the NBA?
I love the NFL. I love the NFL. But Christmas is our day.
Again, proving my point, your audience is on the streaming platforms, and if the NFL games were on streaming, voila. I mean, the younger audience probably gonna check the NFL games out because it's easier. Like, you think people have antennas to pull up channel 8, you know? But I mean, hey, people find a way to look at it, right? The more people watch the NBA for the first time in a while on Christmas, but again, the NFL is the NFL. They're going to dominate regardless.
Yeah, not so much, because the 2 NFL games on Netflix brought in a combined 65 million viewers, and that was despite the 2 games being heinous ass, with the Chiefs, Steelers, and Ravens, Texans being massive 3+ score blowouts. Still, though, absolutely trounced the, quote, highest watched game in the NBA since 2019. And again, that was the marquee matchup between LeBron and Steph, which was a 115-113 thriller, which saw Steph Curry personally mount a furious and absurd comeback, nailing 2 insane three-pointers within the last 15 seconds of the game to tie it, only to have Austin Reeves bail the Lakers out with the game-winning layup with 1 second remaining. A game that couldn't be better, featuring the league's 2 biggest stars, drew a whopping 7.7 million viewers with no direct NFL competition after those 2 aforementioned abysmal, assy NFL games did around 30 mil each. And for comparison, the mega anticipated 2004 matchup on ABC at 3:30 between Kobe's Lakers and Shaq's Miami Heat drew 13.2 million viewers, nearly twice the Curry-LeBron game from yesterday.
So that I remember this game. Obviously, I'm old enough to remember this. The hype around the Shaq and Kobe game was astronomical. And the fact that he said it only drew 13 million. Come on, bro. Come on. I thought this was going to be like some good slander. Nah, bro. Nah, man. We already know viewership for the NBA is lower. Channel 8, it is accessible, and they did better, right? But if you're telling me that game only drew 13 million, and you're saying the Warriors and Lakers drew 7 or 8, whatever, but the NFL drew 65 between both games, come on, bro. What are you talking about? Come on, man. Come on, man. Like, it's not like the NBA was drawing NFL numbers to begin with. But the fact that they did almost 8 mil for the Warriors and Lakers game, that's damn good considering where they've been this season. So yeah, obviously, again, NFL is big time. They dominate America, and it is what it is. They had crappy games all Christmas, probably because they were playing on Christmas. Whereas NBA, you're always going to get really good games on Christmas. So definitely the NBA won that day. Not ratings wise, but they won the day because they had a far better product that day. And you could definitely build on that. So let's continue.
While the Kobe-LeBron 2010 Christmas Day matchup also netted around 13 mil on ABC. So let's not...
Again, that's Kobe and LeBron. This is back before streaming. This is back then, man. And again, NFL was on Netflix. It's easier. It's more accessible to watch things on streaming services, especially for the younger crowd. Of course, the NFL did amazing numbers there. Not only do you have the boomers asking the youngins, hey, can you hook up my Netflix for me? So yeah, I mean, the NFL is going to win regardless, but it just gave more validity to the point where the NBA needs to find a way to get their games with more accessibility for the streamers to be able to stream online.
Not all fall victim to another round of public relation fairy tales by the NBA as Adam Silver sits atop his perch on whatever building ledge he finds convenient to pontificate about how great the game is today while denigrating the game style of the 90s and early 2000s.
There was a point, I believe, probably in around the late 90s when the game became too physical. And I think we lost some of
For our viewers, you mean?
Yeah, and I think for our fans, from the aesthetic enjoyment of the game, where it de-emphasized the particular skill a player had.
A product, mind you, that was monumentally more popular. So please, let's not lose the forest for the trees here. The bigger picture, of course, being the NBA was still, as of last week, just averaging 1.4 million viewers per game across all major national platforms for this entire season, which is down 28% from just last year. And even more embarrassingly, the WNBA averaged 1.2 million viewers across overlapping platforms during their most recent season.
Caitlin Clark, ladies and gentlemen. Caitlin Clark, bro. Caitlin Clark, bruh. Caitlin Clark is so severely underpaid. But because of Caitlin Clark showing up in the WNBA, man, she's made that whole league popular, bro. It's crazy.
So no matter what package the NBA wants to wrap these latest Christmas Day numbers in, it cannot distract from the lump of coal this era of players and league elites have delivered us with. Well,
I think that's fair. I mean, the NBA got issues. The NBA has things they got to fix for damn sure. But I think this video was a kind of a bit overboard. It was a little overkill. I ain't gonna lie. It was overkill. I think he was trying to land something and it didn't quite land because you literally caught yourself in a compromising position where you're when he's talking about the cable and how viewership is versus how it's more accessible on streaming. And then obviously the point was proven when NFL was on Netflix on streaming and there was more viewership. But again, to compare the two leagues, it's definitely unfair, but the NBA needs to figure something out. They got to fix the league, whatever it is. I mean, there's so many things you could point to. I don't think it's just the threes, but the physicality for sure. The ticky-tack fouls are impacting the game, and then stupid suspensions over a shove. Things like that, man. But yeah, let me know what y'all thought about this video. Y'all might agree with the entire thing. I agreed with most of it, but until we got to the numbers, the ratings parts, that's where I was like, all right, bro. You gassing it now, dogs. You gassing it. Anyway, man, that video was by Scap. What was it called? Scap Attack. Now go check them out. Video be in the description below. It's been your boy TGK. Appreciate y'all watching. I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one. We out.